Hello everyone, welcome to Downtown Tailoring. Today's video is about sizing up blouses. As you know, I went on vacation for New Year's and Christmas, and when I was going to package, I realized that all my blouses were too small. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I make them bigger. So let's go! If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. This one, as you can see, is very pretty. But I cannot put it on when I'm alone because I need somebody to take it off. So what I'm gonna do is to measure my bust area to see more or less how much I'm missing. And it's around 3.5 inches or so. I'm gonna start by opening the side seams. In this case, I have French seam, but as I'm so stubborn, I prefer to not lose any 1/4 inch of material. Now that the seams are open and pressed, I'm gonna try to choose the best material to add. And I think this organza will work so well with the ruffles that it has at the front. My first idea was to do some pleats trying to imitate the ruffles at the front, but I think this will be a little too heavy. So instead, I'm gonna use the fabric plain, but I'm gonna use it double. That way, it will be a little bit more opaque. So I'm gonna design a piece with a little bit of shape. I'm gonna start by measuring the length of the side seam. In this case, it's around 16 inches. And I'm gonna trace a line a little bit longer than that. And then I'm gonna mark around 2 inches at each side, which will add to the 3 inches I need plus the seam allowance. This curve up at the top will accommodate better your sleeve. Then I'm gonna proceed to reshape the sides so I will add less width at the waist than at the bust and hip. Then I'm gonna really mark my measurements. Of course, underneath the arm is a little bit less, a little bit more at the bust, and then the hips is where I really will add the 3 inches I needed. And to make it easier, I'm gonna fold that piece by the center so I can cut both sides together at the same time and make sure that they will be completely symmetrical. And as you can see, this piece looks good, it's nice. It will serve as a dart or shaping, however you wanna call it. Then I'm gonna put my material in fourth and then I'm gonna cut 4 pieces of each. As I said, I'm gonna use it double, for modesty reasons. Well, not really. Next, I'm gonna join together my 2 pieces on each side, so I will work with them as one piece. And here you go, I have them. They look good, right? So my next step is to pin them. I always like to go to the table and pin them. That way I make sure that I am not making any mistakes. And I'm gonna sew them and I'm gonna use the same French seam because the French seams looks better on this type of fabric. I stitch one side only in each side to see if will be more or less my size and I will be okay or not. If it's not, then I will do my accommodations. And after I do those side seams, then I will let out as well the sleeves. For the sleeve, I'm gonna use 2 triangles and I'm gonna attach them to each sleeve. And then I'm gonna sew the sleeve and the body, and here you go, it's done. As you can see, one of the sides had a defect from the beginning that I didn't want to correct because correcting would have been losing some material. But anyways, it looks really great and that's the job, it's done. For this one, it feels like it will gonna explode very soon. And my guessing is that I need around the same amount as I need with the others. But with this one, I have a problem. I don't want to shorten the sleeve to get exactly the same material. And I cannot find any material that is exactly the same color. The closest I have is this one, which is not bad, but not really great. I wanted to put some kind of mesh on top to darken it a little bit, but none of my mesh really will darken in the right way. So I'm gonna take the risk and I'm gonna use this material, which is not great, and instead of adding as much as I need, I will add just around 2.5 inches, so it still will be a little tight. Here you go. You see, I add 1.25 inches in each side. It's looking good. I just add one piece because it was so little that you don't need to do the curve in the armhole. With this one, I had a different approach. When I bought this blouse, it fitted me, but I never use it because it's so straight. Like, it doesn't have any shape at all. And when I tried to put it on, it didn't feel right. So I'm gonna not just add the material I need, I will as well add some kind of shape to this because So look how this blouse looks, even if that fits. You see, there is something really, really wrong. And if I try to do a vertical dart, it kind of, it doesn't look good. So I will do one of my favorite dart, which is the one that goes around 45 degrees. And I think this one will give a nicer shape to my blouse. Look at that. In my specific kind of body, it will be convenient to have the clothes a little tight under the bust area. That's why this dart will be very nice. Instead of trying to match in some material, I'm gonna use the material of the sleeve to add at the sides. I'm gonna check what is the length that I wanted, and then I'm gonna see if the material will be enough so I can add it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is to mark these darts that I did, and then I'm gonna open the sides. This time we have a chain stitch, and as we know by now, the chain stitch is very easy to open. Then I'm gonna mark the length of the sleeve, and I leave a little bit of seam for the hemming, and then I will use this material for adding. I mark my two darts. I make sure that they are the same, and now that are sewn, now I have more shape. But what happened when I do that dart, I am taking the risk that now my blouse will be shorter at the side, but as I said before, the vertical darts are not quite right for me. I have my two materials and I'm gonna join them and see what I need and how can I give the material I need. So my first attempt was to sew it this way, but it won't look really good. So I'm gonna flip my material and put it to the vertical side, and I think I will have enough. It's not at the grain, but it's okay. I'm using again the same pattern I used for the first blouse today. And I added, but when I added, I see that it was too much because in fact that blouse really problem was on that it fits, so I just reduced the extra, and here you go. You see, it looks really, really, really good. I wear this blouse a lot, and as you can see, the darts, it really is like me. And in fact, it was a little bit big when I was wearing it there because for some reason I kind of, I don't know, drop some pounds when I go to the tropical island. This is the last blouse that I have for today, and as you can see as well, this is very tight. I'm telling you, when I bought it they fit me, but I don't know what's going on. I will do this alteration different. I'm gonna cut the front part, and now I'm gonna try it on to see how much I need. I can see it perfectly. It's around 3.5 inches, almost 4 inches in the hip area. When you are adding at the front, you can do so many things. The first idea I had was to add this fancy zipper. I wanted to add the zipper and a little bit of tape at the side, and hopefully completed all the material I needed, but still it might be just a tiny too tight. So I'm gonna use this black fabric that I have. You know, black with black sometimes is kind of difficult because they are not exactly in the same color. This is why I will add as well the lace to balance a little bit of the material. And you know, the pieces I added before followed the shape the way I needed to fit me, but in this case I'm gonna add a piece that will be completely straight. So if there is something that I want you to take from this video, besides from where you get the material, is that you can play around with the new shape of your clothes. At the top part, I'm gonna push the material of the blouse a little bit in because I don't need that much adding at the collar area. So I want you to see that the seam allowance at the top of the blouse is a little bit bigger than it is at the bottom of the blouse close to the hem. So again, we are not limited by the original shape of the blouse. In all these cases, we added the material the way that was convenient for us. I didn't show the process of this one because it's pretty much the same. And to finish this one, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of decoration. And here you go, this is the piece done. Who will say that this piece has been added and it wasn't part of the original design? Will you buy new blouses? Will you lose the weight or will you fix them? Please let me know in the comment. And if you find this video useful, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!